In our last video, we showed you this, the Ceres 5 Range Extender EV. And let me tell you now, there are a lot of surprises that we experienced with this vehicle. Now we're gonna show you this, the Ceres 7. Yes, it's a range extender EV. Yes, it's a 6-seater. And yes, it's quite luxurious inside. Hey everyone, Vince here from AutoIndustriya, and today we've got the Ceres 7 Range Extender EV Premium All-Wheel Drive for you today. Now, what is Ceres? Well, it is one of China's biggest automakers when it comes to EVs. Actually, their focus is when it comes to premium and luxury EVs, and later when we take you around the Ceres 7, we'll show you exactly why. Now, Ceres started as a joint venture between two of China's largest automakers. But when they founded the brand, they knew early on that they were going to have to focus on EVs. They had to look to the future, and that future is right now with the Ceres 7 and the entire lineup of Ceres available here in the Philippine market. Ceres was brought in by QSJ Motors, and they're focusing on an all SUV lineup. The most affordable one is the Ceres 3, followed by the Ceres 5, which is available both as a BEV and as a range extender EV. There's also the much larger Ceres 9, and then followed by this, the Ceres 7. So technically, this is the second largest of the Ceres vehicle lineup. But at over 5 meters long, we're kind of hesitant to call it second largest because it is quite long, and yes, it is a 3-row vehicle with 2 seated in front, 2 in the middle, and 2 in the very back. When it comes to design, clearly Ceres follows a very clean and dignified design aesthetic. You can see it in the way they did the front grille, the intricate LED headlights, the Ceres emblem right there, and the front bumper. It even has intakes right here for the front brakes, which is a rather nice touch. Now, this being a range extender EV variant, that means it has a gasoline engine. So if it was a BEV, the front would normally be blocked off, but as it stands, it does have an intake for the radiator. Now, from that angle, you can see that it is a big vehicle. Again, just over 5 meters long. It's pretty tall, it's also pretty wide, and it has these massive 21-inch wheels with Pirelli P0 tires. Yes, that means you have great grip for your vehicle when you drive it anywhere you want to. I'm also really liking the color of the vehicle. It's like a mix of gray and green with metallic. It looks good. We'll have the color code here. I want to have this kind of color on my car. Well, not my current car, but still. Now, there's a neat trick with this vehicle, and it's right there. You notice how the door handles popped out and the side step actually popped out. When you lock it, it tucks all back in, makes a nice chime. It's rather cool. It's something we didn't expect out of this vehicle. Now, walking around, yes, you can see the height of the car. Has a 360 camera. You can see it all around, one in front, one on either side, and one more in the back. Door handles again, that just looks nice. And when we open this, you'll see that the glass on this one is actually a little bit thicker. And also, it's got this feature where if you just push it in, like right about here, it'll just pull itself closed like that. You don't have to slam it. That's a nice touch with this vehicle. The wheelbase of the vehicle is 2.82 meters long. It gives you plenty of space between the wheel wells to have the battery. It's also got a 3-row design. Like I said, 2 in front, 2 in the middle, and 2 more in the very back, and a pretty spacious boot too. Now you see what I mean about the clean design aesthetic of Ceres, because it's got the full width taillight bar there, the clean Ceres logo there, Ceres 7 here, the way they do the rear bumper, all very neatly done, and the color, it just accents everything very well. To open the tailgate, you just press a button here or press the button on your key, but I prefer doing that. Now it opens up because it is motorized, and if you notice, it's a clamshell style of rear door, which is nice, makes for a nice and wide opening. because this one, the width is about 45.5 inches, which is pretty wide, and the depth right now is about 18.5 inches, and the volume is just over 180 liters. You can fold down this third row, so it gives you a bit more cargo space. The volume right now is 775 liters, and the measurement is around 40.5 to the end of the third row. You can get longer stuff in there, you know, but just be careful because it's kind of a shame if you scratch up the really nice Napa leather in this vehicle. Now let's go check out the interior. You know that feeling you get when you walk into a really expensive hotel and you look around at the interior and you go, ooh, and then when the service takes care of you, you go, ah, yeah, that's really cool. Well, that's the same kind of vibe the Ceres 7 is giving me, because you look all around, everything is really nice. I mean, the way they did the color combinations, it looks very upscale with the way they did the brown here, the wood panel there, by the way, very classy, and it's satin, it's not the glossy kind. You have the Napa leather here, by the way, the stitching here, very much real and very perfect all around. Same with the seats, soft touch panel here, piano black, of course, it's not going to be soft touch here, but still, even the way they did it for the double wireless chargers, yes, double wireless chargers, it's suede. I mean, we've never seen this kind of attention to detail and material on a wireless charger before. How neat is that? And then now you start really poring over some of the details. For the speakers also, it's got this nice metal grill here, including this one right on top, which kind of reminds me of Charlie's Angels, which is rather nice. Now the steering wheel, it's a two-spoke design. You've got controls for your safety systems on the left and to control this screen here. You got audio controls here. Your light stalk is on the left, wiper stalk is on the right, and a cruise control, adaptive cruise control stalk right down here below. Very intuitively laid out. In front of you, 10.25-inch screen, very crisp and very nice. But the main draw to the eye is this screen here. Now, this is a massive 15.6-inch touchscreen, and it can do all kinds of things for you. So your audio system is housed here, along with your smartphone connectivity. It's all right there, along with a lot of features, including your TPS or tire pressure monitoring system, the TPMS, your volts, your range, range also on the fuel, and then the combined. You got your Bluetooth there. But one feature I really found unique here is this. This is your climate setting, or at least a climate control panel. Now, if you notice, I haven't been touching it, but it's moving. And the reason for that is that it has a swing function. Now, yes, you can set the temperature, the fan speed, and all that, but the unique part is right here, the swing function. And it's not dependent on manual louvers. That is so 2000s now. It doesn't rely on manual louvers that you set right here. That is so 2000s. Ceres is going for 2020s, and you can see it right here. There's no louvers here. What you do instead, if you want to adjust it, you can adjust it with your finger right there. You can adjust the way that actually points. So if I want this pointed at me, I do that right there. Same with this on the left. I mean, it's all unique. And if you want to point there, point that, you can mess around with this system and have a lot of fun with it. There are really a lot of features you can play here. And if we went through all of that, this video would be really, really long. But all your features, all your settings, you can command right here. You can have it display all kinds of information as well. Like in this case, your state of charge for the 40 kilowatt hour battery, as well as your overall range. Now, back around to the design, to the functionality, what do we see? You got a facial recognition thing right here, which is rather cool. We look up top, there is this huge panoramic glass roof, which, opens like that. And it's very nice and big, gives you a real feeling of extra space, extra head space when you're driving around, especially on your road trip. One thing we really found unique here though, apart from the frameless mirror right there, are the visors. Now, normally visors aren't much to talk about in a car, but here it is. Because the way they've got this mounted, if you notice, it's not a plastic panel, it's a magnetic panel. And when we open it, it's got the lights, and it's really nice and wide, and it feels different. That's something that we did not expect out of this vehicle, or any vehicle for that matter. So the fact that it's nice and wide, I know if you had a girlfriend or your wife sitting here, they would really enjoy that. They would find it really, really handy for when they're touching up before your date. Now let's go over some of the details. It starts with the door actually. And when we, let's say, open this, we don't have to slam the door. You just pull it in close, and then the car just pulls it in for you. That's nice. That's something you get out of really expensive vehicles. Now, what else you get? 360 camera. The double wireless charger, which I also mentioned, is positioned in a way that it kind of helps cool down the phone, which is like right here. That's a touch that we really prefer. So the 360 camera is also present here. You have a compartment underneath. You have this double hinged compartment on the center console for your armrest. And one thing you would notice is that there is a cartridge here with, if you look at it, the scents. Oh, that smells really good. I wish I could choose a different scent depending on your preference, but as it stands, the scents they have here are pretty nice already. Now, 12-volt outlet here, USB port there. Your transmission control right here. It's very easy to use. So reverse, and when you put it into reverse, the camera comes up, which is nice and clear with the guidelines right there, even for the front. Don't mind the door on the front, right? And then you pop it into drive, gives you a view of what's in front, which is nice and cool, allows you the clearance you need for when you go on your drive. But what I really want to check out is what's in the back. Now, I could show you some video of the third row, and I will, because it is a nice place to be. Has the same kind of Napa leather, very, very nice back there, and quite good legroom for something of this size. But the real prime seats in this house are right here in the middle. Now, if you sit here, you can enjoy the armrest, which is adjustable, like right there. If you want to chill like that, you can recline it, all that stuff that you want. Plenty of legroom. You have two USB-C charging ports right there, and a control panel for your tri-zone climate control system. Yes, tri-zone. Zone 1 is the driver, Zone 2 is the front passenger, Zone 3 is right here, and you can configure it however you want. But what's nice here in the third row is that these seats come with a massage function, and you just press these buttons here. You can press up to the third intensity. It has 3 dots there. So right now it's, oh yeah, nice and strong. But what's cool is that this seat, this front seat, can move forward, so to give you the maximum legroom that actually offers you. But another unique thing here is that this seat is different from that seat, because this is the boss seat. So if you want to really chill out, you can have your driver, Barney, press the spa mode button right there, and it will automatically give me the maximum legroom. And by the way, it will slide this seat to the left, to the middle just a little bit. See what I mean? That's rather, oi. Yes, that is good. Why can't all cars have this feature? That would be so awesome. Barney, saan tayo lakad niyan?
Malin, sir? Vince, engine.
Man, 5 more minutes. Unlike the Series 5, where you can order it as either a BEV or a range extender EV, the Series 7 is a range extender EV only. So that means you can drive it as a pure EV by charging it up either at home or through a DC fast charger, for example. And it takes about 30 minutes from 30% to 80% with a DC fast charger if you have access to one. And or you can just fuel up at your nearest gas station, so the 1.5 liter turbo engine can charge the battery and power the electric motor. See what I said there? and or, meaning you don't really have to charge it anymore. You can just gas it up because that's the flexibility that a range extender EV gives you. Now you may be wondering, what's the difference between a range extender EV and a PHEV? It's quite simple. In a PHEV, there's a transmission, meaning the engine can drive the wheels, whether it's the front wheels, rear wheels, or all four wheels. The engine can do that directly through a transmission. In a range extender EV, it cannot. Only the motor or motors can make the wheels go round and round. That is the main difference. There is no mechanical link between engine and the wheels. So what that means is it'll feel like an electric vehicle all the time, but you won't have the range anxiety of a battery electric vehicle that you may experience in a place like, for example, here in Cavite. There are charging stations, but not that many yet. And it just gives you that kind of flexibility to go anywhere you want and know that you can gas up to get home or to get to where you need to go. With the Series 7, they are delivering on the expectations of customers in the luxury sector. I mean, what do customers want? They want style, they want comfort, they want refinement, they want silence. I mean, right now, all the motorcycles around me, passing me by, it's really quiet inside because of the way they do the sound installation on this vehicle. And of course, being that it's most of the time electric driven, if you're on pure EV, if you have charge in the battery, it's going to be really quiet and really smooth. And Ceres wanted to combine that luxury with the outstanding fuel efficiency with the range extender EV. Now, if we look at the range, this version can do up to 1,100 kilometers on a full tank and a full charge combined. Now, there is another version of the Series 7, which is the single motor two-wheel drive variant, the Comfort, that can go up to 1,200 kilometers, and it has a 266 PS electric motor. This all-wheel drive, though, has a much more powerful dual motor setup. And when you put your foot down, that's my bag in the back sliding around. But yes, that is the fun part about any EV. It just delivers instant gratification when you put your foot down to overtake. And that means getting through a lot of the city, a lot of the provinces, and overtaking on the highway. So very easy. And we really can't wait for a much longer drive of this so we can stretch its legs and stretch the fuel economy. It really is nice when the step boards and the door handles and even the door tuck in neatly without any effort. That's the thing about the Series 7. There are so many things about it that surprise us that if we discuss all of it, we're gonna take a long time with the video. Now, what this really offers you is a practical and realistic way to enjoy electric motoring. And when I say practical and realistic, it means that you don't have to charge it. Yes, BEVs are going to be the future, but for now, the practical option is going to be a range extender EV, because anywhere you go in the country, you have access to gasoline to be able to get you where you want to go. Now for pricing, the Series 7 starts at 3.688 million for the two-wheel drive variant, also a range extender EV. This premium variant, it retails for 4.298 million with all the bells and whistles and more bells and whistles. If you want to try it out for yourself and compare it and contrast with similar luxury and premium crossovers, I suggest you head on over to Primex in Green Hills to be able to test drive one for yourselves and see if it's a right fit for you. This is Vince of AutoIndustriya. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Saan kaya tayo pwede pumunta ngayon? Bicol?